How's it going, guys? I want to talk a little bit about my trip to Audio Bias Live yesterday. And this was my first event like this. I hadn't been able to go to places like Cedia or M-Wave or the other one. I can't remember the name of it. But I haven't been able to get to any of these type of electronic shows. So this was my first. And it won't be my last. So hopefully I can work things out in the future when they have stuff like this. And I want to give you guys, my take on what I saw and what I was able to experience. And so they had several floors, ground floors. They had stuff set up in the lobby. They had conference rooms. They actually had actual motel rooms set up. They had a lot of two-channel stuff, turntables. I'm not a two-channel guy, but I may end up getting a little two-channel setup. I was real impressed with the SVS. They have these little active speakers, and you pretty much just connect speakers to your Wi-Fi. It's all powered. That was pretty interesting. I liked it. Talked with a guy a right good bit because I've never, this sounds bad, I've never heard SVS speakers. So I heard those little speakers, and then I heard the, I guess they're the Prime Pinnacle towers, and those towers sounded really good. They actually had and I didn't get to stay in there. There were some people in there, and I walked to the next door and talked to this guy, but they actually had a room set up with not necessarily Dolby Atmos, but maybe like a 7.2 or something set up, and that was pretty cool to hear the SVS. But they had that's like some KEF speakers. They just had a lot of manufacturers there. Klipsch, of course, was there, and they had a pretty good setup. I can't even remember all these names. So all these were on the top floors, and I spent a lot of time up there, and it's not wasted time. I got to enjoy a lot of that stuff, and it's a lot of that was of interest to me. It was manufacturers I never heard of before were there, so that was pretty cool. So, but before I had went up there, there was at least one person I was looking for. I was looking for a lot of the YouTube guys there, and I was in the JBL room. JBL had a pretty cool setup. There was a 146-inch wall TV. It's these little panels that they can put up, and they can make. I mean, I guess you buy the panels and you put them up, and it makes a video wall. And there was one setup in the lobby that wasn't as big, but then this one was 146-inch setup in the JBL synthesis room. And I'm telling you guys, it was hard to pick out where those panels connected. Amazing technology. And even the one in the lobby, I mean, I was up on it, and it was hard to see. You step back an inch or two, a foot, I mean, it looks like a huge TV. So that was pretty cool. So I was in that room looking at the JBL synthesis, and I was looking at the wall TV and how it was set up, and as I was stepping out of the room, here comes the man I was looking for, Michael Stevens, youth man. So got to meet him. We've been friends on here on YouTube and stuff for a while, and finally got to meet him. And he is the most genuine, awesome guy you're ever going to meet. The guy that you see in those videos, that is the guy that you get. So we were able to talk a few minutes, and he introduced me to Scott. I guess that's the CEO of Audio Bias. And so they left, and then I went upstairs, and then later on we hooked back up, and was able to talk with Michael for a while, and man, just picked his brain. We talked about the home theater community, and a lot about the home theater community, and it's a wonderful community. So, the demo rooms they had, I didn't really hear the JBL synthesis. I didn't get to go back. I wish I could have went back today, and I just couldn't go back. I went just one day yesterday, and but I was able to go in the Focal room. They had a Focal set up. I can't remember the name of the speakers, the Utopias or whatever. And they kind of curved, and that center channel. I mean, that thing. It looked like it moved. I don't know. I mean, I didn't look at this stuff. These are high end speakers, and they were pretty awesome. So they had the 9 floor channels, and they had the 2 Atmos speakers mounted towards the front of the screen, and they had storm audio. They had this thing was like I think it's called a barcode projector. I mean, basically, it looked like a projector for a real cinema movie theater. I mean, it was pretty cool. And then they had the I can't remember the name of it now, but they had that set up, and it was a video processor. Now it wasn't Mad VR. It was another one. I can't remember. But that setup was pretty cool. They did some demos. Everything looked like they had everything hooked into a kaleidoscope. So there was a lot of the same demos in some rooms, and some people decided, to do different demos. But most of the demos were exactly the same. So you could hear the same thing on other rooms. So that room was really cool. They had a 173-inch screen, and that thing was massive, guys. I thought it was cool. So that room was good. And I went to the B&W. They had a B&W room, and I walked in. I didn't sit down, and that was pretty cool. I can't remember the model of the speakers. It's the ones that have, they're probably about this square, and they about yay thick, and they got the dual. I can't remember what they call it. So I think Shane Lee had a set like that, and I heard those, and those sounded pretty cool. And I checked out some other stuff, but guys, I'm here to tell you, the room that impressed me, and it impressed 2 other guys that were there. It was the Definitive Technology room. Now, they had this thing set up. I don't know. I can't remember the model numbers of these speakers, guys, but they were of course, they're the bipolar towers. And we had we was talking with the guy that was doing the demo, and I mean, I had Definitive Technology. I had the BP 2002 TLs, which was like the third from the top of the line. So you had the 2002s, the 2000s, and then the 3000s. Now the 2002s I had the 250 watt, because they were the TLs. The TL was another line. So they had the BP 2002s, then they had the 2002 TLs. The TLs had I think it was extra speakers up top, because mine had the exact same thing on the front that it did on the back. If I remember correctly, it had the exact same configuration of speakers, because they're bipolar, so you got the front and go out the back. So, but I had the 250 watt 12-inch sub. So I had that. I had the 2300 center channel with the 150 watt, and then I had BPX2. I had 4 of those. So then I sold that system, and I got the 2004s. I dropped down, and basically the same center and back. And I mean, those speakers were awesome. Then these are the older ones, that like the first run, the original, the OG. But this setup that they had now they had a center channel. They didn't use a tower, but they had the powered towers with the subs in it. They had they had the fronts, the sides, the rears, and they may have front wides. I can't remember, but they have angled. They look kind of like the SBS Prime Pinnacle, the ones just angled when they mount up. But they had these things mounted on posts, and then they had 4 additional subs. So the subs in the towers and 4 additional subs. That room probably, impressed me more than some of the other ones that I went in. And then the focal room was good, but that definitive technology room, and also they had no amplifiers hooked to this thing. They just had the flagship Denon receiver, 150 watts by 13 channels or whatever it was. And guys, that thing sounded good. Yeah, I was impressed. I was impressed with the Denon being able to push all those speakers. And he went through a couple of demos, and it was pretty good. So I enjoyed that room probably more than some of the other ones that I went in. And I didn't really get to go check out the projector as much, some other stuff. I got hung up talking, but I mean that's what I went for really. I wanted to just meet some people and look at some equipment and stuff. And I know China D was there. Gene Delasaro was there. Shane was there. I didn't even get to see them. I guess they were in a spot, and I was in another spot, so I didn't even get to see them. But I know they were there. But like I say, I did get to meet Michael. I got to meet his name's Jeremy Tech Enthusiasm. I think I'm saying that right. Great guy. He sat down. We had lunch, us and or supper later on. We got to hang out for a little while, but he was a great guy. And so I just got to experience a lot of different type of stuff, meets, talking to people and stuff. I mean, that's what I like to do. Met some other guys, and I'm horrible with names, so y'all please forgive me. But it was pretty cool. We were sitting in the definitive technology room, and so the guy was asking where we're from. In front of me, the guy said, "I'm from South Carolina." I said, "I'm from South Carolina." And he turns around, "Hey, Chris." And then the guy beside me says, "Hey, Chris." And, y'all guys follow me, man. And it's awesome. And, I'm not used to that. And met some other people up in the hallways and stuff. They come out and they're like, "Hey, Chris, I subscribe to you. I watch your videos. Thank y'all." And I'm horrible with names. I didn't get your names. I got some pictures with some of you guys. But we're going to get together and we're going to do some home theater tours. I want y'all guys to come to my theater. I want to go to y'all's theater. We're gonna build a community, and that's one of the things that we talked about building a community. Because there's not. Look, I'm in Churall, guys, and there's probably I don't know. I know I got some people talking about doing a theater or getting in home theater, but there's none. There's none in any kind of radius or whatever. And I know some people has got some surround sounds and stuff like that, but home theater as a whole, I don't know many people doing it in a 2-3 hour radius. And so in the Columbia region, I know there's some guys, and we're gonna hook up. We're gonna hook up. Columbia's a couple hours from me. Lexington, Columbia, that area I think has quite a few theaters. So we're gonna get together and we're gonna do some room tours. I want to check y'all guys out. I want y'all to check me out. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna have a good time, and that's what this is all about. So, I enjoyed going to the Audio Vice Live, but meeting you guys, hanging out with you guys, talking with you guys, to me, that's the highlights. I mean, equipment's nice. I'm not looking to buy anything, but it's cool to be able to experience some setups and stuff that I've never heard before. I've never heard focal speakers. I've had definitive technology, but these were the new ones. Martin and Logan had their stuff there. I've heard some Martin and Logan, and they were really cool. They had their new setups, and man, it sounded good. And they really looked good, and so I was able to experience that. But honestly, guys, being able to hang out with you guys and talk with you guys, to me, that is what made the trip. And I wanted to come back today on this Saturday, but guys, I just can't make it. So anyway, that's my take on the Audio Vice Live. Fantastic show. Check out Michael Stevens and some of the other guys are there. Uh, I'm trying to remember. Brad, I seen him. I didn't get to meet him. I think he's home theater gamer. He was there. I just watched one of his videos this morning. He's doing some stuff. So check those other guys out. They'll have a lot of home theater stuff. Michael's been posting videos. Youth Man, he's been posting videos. Check out some of these other guys. They'll probably have more. I just took pictures. I've been putting them on Facebook and put some on Instagram, and but I'm maybe at the next event I'll kind of get my brain was an overload yesterday, and it still is today, because it was just so much to take in one day. That's why I wish I could have went the whole weekend. It's so much to take in one day, and you see people, and people see you, and you want to talk, and I would rather talk and meet and hang out with you guys than look at the equipment. That's what I'd rather do. But maybe the next time, and the next thing to come up, maybe I can have some more content for you guys on this stuff. So anyway, that is my take on the AudioVox Live. It was a first class show, and those guys put on a tremendous event. There was manufacturers everywhere, equipment everywhere, some high end stuff, BMW, Nautilus stuff. I mean, $100,000 speakers. Just a beautiful piece of art is what I call it, and it just some tremendous stuff. And I definitely am looking forward to next year. Maybe things will be better for me next year, and I can plan more and be more prepared with a better camera than my phone. That's what I'm using now. Hopefully I can step up my game next year, and be able to go to these CEDIAs and stuff like that. So guys, that's my little video. That's just my rundown and my take, and what I take away from it. I enjoyed the show. I really did. And I enjoyed it, and I will definitely be going back. So guys, that's my video, and we'll see you again real soon. I'm going to try to drop some more videos here today, and we'll see you then.